Cayenne has been one of Porsche's most outstanding best-selling vehicles for years and years, and for good reason. It combines the sports car DNA with the luxury and style that you'd expect out of Porsche. Plus, it has the practical utility of being a sport utility vehicle. Well, for 2019, Porsche takes all of that and throws in an extra dose of everything and the latest technology. Let's take a look at it and see what you think. The Cayenne for 2019 comes in 4 models: the base, the S, the Cayenne Turbo, as well as an E-hybrid version. They come with a variety of engine configurations. The base model comes with a 3.0-liter twin-scroll single turbo engine that will generate 335 horsepower, 333 pound-feet of torque, and get it from 0 to 60 in about 5.9 seconds. You step up to the S, and then you're looking at a 2.9-liter twin-turbo engine, which will kick it to 434 horsepower, 435 pound-feet of torque, and drop a second off the 0-60 time. Now, when you really step up in the power range, you're looking at the 4-liter V8 twin-turbo engine for the Cayenne Turbo. That will generate 541 horsepower, 568 pound-feet of torque, and take that bad boy from 0 to 60 in about 3.9 seconds. And with the chrono package, a couple fractions of a second quicker. When you have the E-hybrid, you're taking the base engine, the 3-liter V6 with a single turbo, and then you're going to add a lithium-ion battery pack on top of that. That'll produce a combined horsepower of 455 and 516 combined pound-feet of torque. Now, as far as pricing goes for the 3rd generation Cayenne, you're looking at here in the United States, the base model starting out at around $65,700. Then you go to the E-hybrid, and that'll take you up to $79,900. The S will take you to $82,900. And if you go to the Cayenne Turbo, you're looking at only $124,600 starting, plus. But today we're going to be looking at the base model because I'm a little short on cash. But anyway, what we're looking at here with the brand new Cayenne is a very dominant 3-piece air intake, which gives it a very bold appearance right up front. And then you have your LED daytime running lights integrated right up here. This year the Cayenne comes with standard LED Porsche signature 4-spot headlights. Plus you can also get the LED matrix beam, which gives an incredible amount of illumination, as well as active electronically controlled cornering lights that'll shift the light on curves up to 15 degrees. What you'll notice is a very enhanced, aerodynamically styled vehicle with a more raked back appearance, front to rear, and a broader shoulder area in the back to give it a more aggressive appeal. As far as performance characteristics is concerned, this year you actually have staggered rims for 2019. You have, in this case, a 285/40 R21 in front and a 315/35 in the back. And that's going to absolutely add to the performance that you already expect from a Porsche. The base rim size is 19, but they can go up to 22. And what's great is these are all season steel-belted radial mud and snow tires, good all year long. And the aerodynamics continue to the integrated rear spoiler. And what's notable, besides the beautiful exhaust, are the newly redesigned brake lights in the back. Absolutely 3D stunning with a single light bar going from side to side. And this also helps to accentuate the Porsche call-out in the back. Now, while we're on the subject, it's actually pronounced Porsche. Say it after me, Porsche. It's not Porsche. There you go. This pronunciation lesson has been brought to you by me. And now back to our regularly scheduled interview of this car. So, how long have you been amazing? Years, eh? Now, as far as the suspension system is concerned, you have an aluminum multi-link front and rear suspension system. Plus, you even have properly equipped a towing capacity of 7,700 pounds. And in the back, you have the available hands-free rear hatch release, or you could just hit the button right there, which is great. With the back seat up, you have 27.1 cubic feet of useful cargo space. And with the 40-20-40 split folding rear seat down, you have 60.3. And tucked away underneath here in the bed. You have your emergency spare tire, but what's more impressive is this massive Bose subwoofer. The rear of the vehicle is extremely roomy. You have decent headroom in here, especially with the panoramic moonroof, and the front actually vents open, so that's a very nice feature, indoor-outdoor feel. Plus you have decent leg room. They give you a nice cutout here in that regard. You have quad zone air conditioning, so you have your own controls down here at your fingertips. And down here you have something I haven't seen forever, a cigarette lighter. You actually have to pay extra for this nowadays. As well as your ashtray tucked away down here, or what I call an illuminated coin holder. Plus you also have a couple of USB outlets. Finally, thank you, Porsche, we appreciate it. Plus you have your center armrest, which is actually wide enough for 2 arms, as well as your beverages. Plus, since this is a 40-20-40 split folding rear seat, you can actually lower this to have longer items, skis, or what have you, slide in here as you drive down the road. And the seats in the back not only slide forward and backwards, they can recline to give you even more comfort, especially on a long trip. Effortless shifting, effortlessly just gliding through. Check that out, that's nice. That's power when you need it. What's amazing is they've made the vehicle lighter yet stronger with the chassis and body construction. And it's about 140 plus pounds lighter. And I can't tell the difference personally, but you're pushing around 4,500, that's it. But with the power and the performance characteristics, it feels like you're driving a sports car in essence, but it's a giant SUV. That's the coolest thing. You can maneuver around places. You have power assist steering, so it's going to be lighter at lower speeds, tighten up at higher speeds. You have the 14-way adjustable power seats with lumbar support, so you can be comfortable. Like I mentioned, this leather is gorgeous, and the sport bolstering on the sides really keeps you firmly in place. And sitting so high with an SUV, you have the command of the road, and you have it just over here. Look at this, a frameless rear view mirror. What can you say? Hey, I can see backwards, I can see forwards. You can maneuver in and out, and it's very quiet on the inside too. They did a lot of soundproofing. It's not squirrel proof though. Watch out, Mr. Squirrel. You know, they have pedestrian protection, they have autonomous braking, they have all those sorts of manly things for people, but they don't have squirrel protection yet. But if they ever did, think about that. As I'm sitting in here, enjoying this luxurious interior, I love the double stitching across the leather at your fingertips. And your leather wrapped steering wheel looks like a Panamera styled steering wheel. You have your controls right here, which are great because, for example, you've got your standard large analog tachometer dead center, but it's flanked on either side by your electronic displays, and you can scroll through them. I'm not going to do it that much now, but you can scroll through them, move it around. I can even take my huge screen from the Navi. You have a 12, I believe, 0.3-inch screen here, which is high res. It's much more user-friendly, more intuitive than ever before. And you can take the screen from the Navi, bam, and throw it right over to your small screen next to the analog. Tack. Oh, did I mention the acceleration? Now, I love stereo systems. We have the Bose system, which has 14 speakers and that huge subwoofer back in the cargo area, and that'll kick out 710 watts. But if you step up to the Burmeister 3D premium surround sound system, that has 21 speakers plus a 400-watt subwoofer, kicking out 1,455 watts of pure audio passion. Or you could get the bass stereo that comes with the Cayenne that has 10 speakers, 150 watts, but the choice is yours. I know which one I'd choose. You've got the giant cup holders here. You've got your center console with your USB connectivity, which isn't really that big. But you have a decent sized glove box And that's a good thing. Plus all that stuff, all that room in the back. Oh, and you've got your chrono clock right up top, which is the classic design, which works well. I think one of the pieces of the puzzle that really stands out to me, at least, is how many Cayenne buyers from the first generation bought a second generation, and now how many of those, I bet a lot, are going to buy the third generation. It's kind of an addictive vehicle. And you've got your grips. You always have grips on the side. Grips. I guess. And of course, there's the traditional, start switch over here Porsche's known for. You also have a start-stop system in here as well that you can deactivate, which I typically do. Ba-da-bam-ba-bam. Beautiful inlays. Oh man! And this, by the way, if you're wondering the color of the interior, it is black and Bordeaux red. We do have rear-wheel steering available in the Cayenne this year, and that means that at lower speeds like we are right now, if I had it, the rear wheels would steer opposite of the front wheels to give you better control and tighter turning, as hopefully we'll discover here. But at higher speeds, they sync up together to give you excellent performance characteristics. Oh, snap. And the brakes work. Speaking of brakes, they have a number of different style brakes. One of them is a coated brake, a surface-coated brake with tungsten carbide coating, which is supposed to make them perform better, last longer, and even look better. One of the other nice features you have is Porsche's active anti-roll system, which is electronically controlled to stabilize the vehicle at higher speed turns versus the hydraulic version previously. Oh, did I mention the acceleration? Even in the base model, I think you have so much power underneath your foot. It's fun power too. It is definitely fun. You can see across the instrumentation quite readily, nicely. Everything's touch sensitive. You can adjust it accordingly. Plus, you have your advanced cockpit design this year. And I know everyone's talking about it because it's in this gloss black and it's a haptic touch. So all of these all of these icons on the screen here, you can just touch down here, changing your source, adjusting your car settings. Oh, I'm in normal mode. I can put it in sport mode either there on the screen or with a push on the center console. And you have your usual controls. You can scroll up and scroll down with the wheel at dead center here. And you have access to so many different features and the apps you can get, downloadable apps. And it even is Apple CarPlay compatible. Hey. Now I know some people are saying, what about Android Auto users? Well, if you can afford a Porsche, you can afford to buy an Apple phone for just the use in this car. That's what I would do. But that's me. Blind spot detection, you have your, of course, parking sensors, backup camera, of course, lane change assist, the adaptive cruise control. You have that on a stalk, which is actually right behind the steering wheel. And you can set it to either be adaptive cruise or standard cruise. You can also adjust with back here your turn signals. I'm going to blind these people with the bright lights. Very cool taillights though. Almost makes you look forward to taking turns so you can, show them off a little bit. You have your head-up display to keep you, within safe driving performance characteristics or modes. I'm going to take it out of sport mode again. Normal selected, and you also have an individual mode as well. I like the panoramic moonroof as well. I'm always a fan of that. I'd open it, but it's been raining and I'm afraid we'll get drenched. And that independent suspension, especially in the normal, definitely soaks it up. If you want to tighten it up, just put it in the sport. And you have so much technology as well in the chassis system. You have Porsche 4D chassis system, which actually reads the road as you're driving to adjust the performance characteristics of the vehicle based upon the road conditions. Of course, you also have your all-wheel drive system. Everybody knows that. It'll give you excellent performance, dry or wet pavement. You can even go off-roading with this, even though I don't know many Porsche drivers that would. But you never know. Maybe they want to go camping. Take the family camp and let little Bobo and Bobette play with a bear. But anyway, you can adjust it accordingly. You have your air suspension option, which is a 3-chamber technology, which controls the comfort, the sportiness, as well as the performance of the vehicle itself. the ride characteristics. You have your Porsche active torque vectoring, which of course on a high-speed curve is going to spin the outside wheel a little bit quicker. What else do you have? You have something that'll come to mind. I'm not sure what, but it'll come to mind. Anyway, a lot of tech, a lot of engineering, a lot of quality, a lot of Porsche. On the headlights, I mean the illumination, especially at night. And even in the interior, I mean it's just crisp. It is such a crisp display. And of course, like I said, with your center console, you have all of your regular controls. You have heated, ventilated seats here. You also have, but I forgot to mention, you have your 8-speed Triptronic S automatic transmission with sport shift as well as paddle shifts. And the nice thing about the paddle shifts is they feel very substantial. Now, there is something I have to tell you, and I know it's so simple, but it's an amazing feature that a lot of people overlook. In the Porsche Cayenne, you have not just one sun visor, but 2 sun visors for those sunny days. I bet you'd buy it for that reason alone, wouldn't you? Yes, sirree. 1, 2. The 2019 Porsche Cayenne has been vastly enhanced over the previous editions. The styling is still pure and simple, yet the performance is unmistakable. And you have the latest technology. It really is the best of both worlds, a true sports car and SUV. And it might just be the best SUV for you. But there's only one way to really find out. Let's check it out and give it a spin. Whichever one you choose, you can't go wrong. Just remember, when you ask to test drive it, it's Porsche Cayenne, not Porsche. Thank you. Oh, cargo space. In this cargo hold in the door, you can carry a bottle of Porsche water. Porsche water is some of the finest water ever made. It's from the purest springs in Germany, and it has so many elixirs in it. And if you drink it, not only does your IQ improve, but wait. Oh my gosh, not only do you become more intelligent, but you become handsomer. And for the ladies, prettier. Works, doesn't it? Doesn't it? I bet it does. It just takes time.